Oh, now, this is a story all about how local soccer media got flipped, turned upside down. And we like to take a minute, so grab a beer so cold, and we'll tell you how we became electric gold. In White House, Tennessee, born and raised on the soccer fields was where we spent most of our days. Reading Mad Magazine and riding our bikes with a known propensity for rocking the mic. Now we're a trio of guys who are getting kinda old, cheering on the boys and gold with every bit of our soul. Screaming our heads off while drinking some beers, hoping to give Cincy and Miami something to fear. Now Evan, John and Ryan are kicking the facts about Nashville SC, and they'll never come whack. If anything, we can say the show is rare. Acoustic blue and electric gold, the only colors we wear. We pull up to Geodis about 7:38, and we yell to the refs, yo home, smell you later. We look at the castle, we feeling so bold. We sit on our thrones, we're electric gold. Electric gold.
It's Electric Gold. We're back and we're ready to start the season in fine form. I'm Ryan. I'm with John and I'm with Evan, and we're very happy to be talking to you today on the eve of our first game of the season, of the 2025 season. Are you guys excited?
I am so freaking excited that I can barely contain myself.
I'm absolutely stoked.
I'm really excited, and there's so much to look forward to. We've got a bunch of new players. We basically are watching a brand new team, guys. Just so much to look forward to, so much new stuff to watch out for. This is a time of the season when we're so full of hope and promise. Let's just hope and pray that none of that's ruined. But we're going to stay all positive today. So, guys, before we get into the nuts and bolts of everything, it's very important that we talk about what we're drinking today. And, John, we'll start with you. What are you having?
Thanks, Ryan. I am having a classic Nashville craft beer. This is the Yazoo Hefeweizen. This is one of the first craft beers I really got into. I got into it on accident. I want to pay tribute to a place called Piranhas that used to be in Hendersonville. I used to go and play trivia there a lot, and it's now a tailgate in Hendersonville. Mm-hmm. But back when it was Piranhas, back then I used to get like Blue Moons all the time. I just order a Blue Moon as default. So one time they're out of Blue Moons, and I was like, so bring me something like that, is what I said. They brought a Yazoo Hefeweizen, and I haven't had a Blue Moon since. It doesn't really remind me of a Blue Moon, really, but overall, it's so good. It's got that. It's made entirely with like wheat malt, but somehow it has this taste that's like bananas and cloves, and it's just like a perfect summertime beer. And considering it's like 12 degrees outside, and I know it's going to be cold tomorrow night, I want to feel that summer flavor right now. So that's what I'm drinking.
You have an orange slice with it?
No.
Is that customary?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
No fruit in your beer. I like it. Evan, what are you drinking today?
Hey, guys. It is so great to be with you. I'm so excited for the season. Today, I'm drinking the Amber Lager by the Nashville Brewing Company. This is another pre-Prohibition style beer, which dates back to 1800s Vienna. It's rich, but it's a little lighter and less malty than some of its European cousins. Overall, it's just crisp, smooth, and refreshing. Really enjoying it.
Sounds wonderful as well. It's interesting. I've actually got a beer that overlaps or maybe connects the dots between both of your beers, because I'm having the Yazoo Czech Lager. And it's from the Yazoo Brewery, but it's more probably in the style of the beer that you're drinking, Evan. I'll just read from the can, the description. A perfectly quaffable lager brewed with a traditional decoction mash of Pilsner, biscuit, and Vienna malts, and hopped with Pearl and Aramis hops. I have no idea what any of that means.
No.
But I know that it means it's delicious. So cheers to you, boys. I'm really glad to be starting the season off. Another season of NSC, another season of Electric Gold. Let's do this.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, boys.
So this episode's going to be a little bit different. By the time people are listening to this, it's going to be game day, and they're going to be getting into their tailgate swing of things, that all of whatever they do for pre-gaming. And, you know, over the course of the past year or so, we've been doing this podcast, guys. We've talked a lot about the good things about this team. We've had a lot of criticisms as well. And I thought as we are on the eve of this new season, let's just be super positive. Let's not have any criticisms at all. No all hell no's. This is going to be an all hell yeah podcast where we only talk about the good and the things we're looking forward to. Are you guys in for this?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm into it.
Oh, hell yeah. So we're going to do all hell yes the whole podcast. And we're going to start with the player we're most excited to see on the pitch. So we've added a whole bunch of new players to our roster. Plus, we have some returning greats as well. And I'd love to hear who you're most looking forward to seeing and why. Evan, we'll start with you.
Guys, I'm excited to see a lot of players tomorrow. But above all, I'm excited to see Hani Mukhtar. Hani Mukhtar has given so much to this club, and he is our leader. He is our talisman. And so goes Hani, so goes NSC. So I'm very excited to see him take the field tomorrow, see what his vibe is, his body language, his energy, his presence, his leadership on the field. I really, really, really want to see what Hani is ready to do for us this season. I just can't wait to see our own Hani Mukhtar take the field. And when he does, I'm going to be like, oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. How about John? What are you looking forward to, or who are you looking forward to watching this season?
Well, I love Evans. I actually thought about that as my own. And the only reason I don't want to say a little poo-poo, but he's kind of questionable for tomorrow, so I don't know if he's going to start or not.
Stop it now. We're all positive.
I know, right? All positive. All right. So, yes, Hani Mukhtar. But out of the new players, I'm very excited to see Eddie Tagseth. He's won over NSC fans in the offseason, even though any of us have only been able to see like one game.
Yeah.
But just the vibe that he puts off, he seems confident. He seems really happy to be here. He seems like he's just got a take no shit attitude, which is awesome. It's going to really serve him well here in Nashville. He reminds me of Dax McCarty. I don't know if his playing style will remind us of that or not, but I can't wait to see the guy. Overall for the season, I'm very excited about Ahmed Hassam, who we just signed. I think that's his pronunciation. Please don't take points off for us for that. But I know he's still working out his visa, so he won't be playing tomorrow night. So overall, yeah, I'm going to stick with Tagseth. I cannot wait to see the guy.
That's a great selection. And I was actually leaning towards Ahmed Qasim as my selection as well, who I'm most looking forward to for this season because he's young and just, with a lot of energy. I think he can beat people up the side of the pitch. And he's just been electric so far in the Europa League. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. But if I'm limiting myself to who I'm looking forward to for tomorrow, it's probably Andy Najjar, our new right back. I think he could bring really nice upgrade there from what we were seeing from Shaq Moore and some of the other folks that were playing in that position the past year or two. He's a little bit older, but let's not forget, he was the rookie of the year for MLS in 2010. He's an experienced player, and his style of play is such he's not just a sit back and play defense kind of guy. This is the guy they're going to be pulling from the defense up into the attack. So I think you're going to see him moving up, and there was some articles and writing about this recently, 615 Soccer and so forth. They're talking about pulling him up into the attack and shifting the defense over. I'm really interested to see how they use him in that regard. So he's going to be getting his steps in. I'll say that. He's going to be moving a lot back and forth between the offense and the defense. And I'm excited to see him. I think we've needed that person in that role, in that spot on the pitch for a while. So can't wait to see him. Oh, hell yeah, Andy Najjar. Let's do this. All right. One other thing, when I think about who I'm excited to see in the season, we haven't seen most of these players in a while. It's been a minute. And it's always fun to see how their appearance may have changed or updated since the last time we saw them. Or for the new guys that are coming in, getting to see them for the first time in person and get to know them. So one thing that's always exciting is like, who's got a new tattoo or who's tucking their shirt in this time. But I would love to see what the players' haircuts are going to be like. And so Do you guys have any particular player you're really interested to see what their new haircut is going to look like for 2025, John?
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking Nashville SC and haircuts, you have to start with the best haircut of them all, and it's my boy Jacob Schaffelberg,
Yes,
the
yes, of
original
course.
Tennessee mudslide. I cannot wait to see, what flair he's brought to the game. He's got the perfect Nashville haircut with that mullet. It's the hockey rocker, soccer rocker. Well, I don't know what you want to call it, but he brings the style. And man, I hope he brings the goals this season. I really feel like we might see a breakout year with him. We've obviously seen it when he's playing with Canada. And hopefully, this new team is going to unleash a lot more opportunities, and hopefully he'll be putting them away in that blue and gold this year. So, hell yeah! Tennessee mudslide Jacob Schaffelberg.
Yeah, I'm curious whether he's going to be much of a starter. He was a starter last year with all of the new talent they've added. It'll be interesting to see how they mix up the rotation. I do hope we get to see plenty of him, and I do think the opportunity is there for him to have a breakout season. But we know his hair is going to have a breakout season regardless. So, Evan, whose coif or style are you most excited to see?
Hey, yeah, Schaff has a great coif, but I am most excited to see Taylor Washington. Taylor is always rocking a clean cut, super fade, nice spike up top. I mean, this man knows how to do it. Whenever I see him come out with such style, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, Taylor.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Gotta love Taylor. Everybody loves Taylor. If you don't love Taylor, we're going to be talking to you. We're going to come and find you. So I've got an interesting choice, and I hope that I pronounce his name correctly. Yason Palacios from Colombia.
Yeah.
We've just added him, center back, and this guy rocks a really interesting mohawk. He shaves his head, and then he's got the mohawk in the center, but then it kind of leans to the right a little bit.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
So the dude's got a really interesting hairdo, and I can't wait to see it running around on the pitch in Geodis. It's going to be fun. I hope that he gets some time in the game tomorrow. I doubt he'll be a starter. He's probably going to back up Jack Mayer, our defenders, but I would imagine he's going to rotate in as one of our first subs. So it'll be cool to see him and his hair out on the field tomorrow night. All right. The next one we're going to hell yeah out is going to be attending a game at Geodis. Okay. When's the last time you guys were at Geodis Park? How many months has it been?
Too long. Been like 4 months, I guess.
Yeah. Feels like 4 years.
Way too many months.
What is your favorite thing about going to a game in person?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. I guess my absolute favorite thing is just joining up and being with my tribe. We've talked about this a little bit before, but just to be with, 20, 25, maybe even 30,000 other people who love soccer like you do, who have played soccer, watched soccer, who've experienced all the highs and lows of NSC to date. The Godoy bicycle kick, Walker leading the team over to the corner flag and singing Johnny Cash with all the other guys, jumping up behind him. Just these moments that are so unique to our club, and just to be with all of these people who have experienced that right along with you. It just gives me chills, boys. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, baby.
John, what's your favorite part of going to Geodis?
Almost all of it. But one thing in particular, and this is unlike, I believe, anything else in sports, because it may not happen at all in a game. But if it happens, it's when a goal goes in. There is nothing on earth I've experienced like the feeling of your team scoring a goal. Everybody lifts off their feet. It's just pandemonium. I'm hugging and high-fiving strangers. I'm getting beer spilled all over me. It's just, I have no idea what's going on. I would kiss people on the mouth if they thought it was okay.
You'd get canceled for that. But
yeah, I'd be canceled for that. But oh my God, it's so awesome. And the fact that it doesn't happen all that often, I think, is actually kind of one of the most special things about soccer that doesn't really come out in other sports. It's just like this feeling of relief when it actually goes into goal. And so every time a goal goes in, and I hope I see a lot of them this year, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, life does not get better than this.
Yeah, you totally stole my answer, because getting showered with beer in the supporter section whenever we score is probably my favorite part of going to Geodis. But I love getting there in a late afternoon and the field's well kept, seeing the players warm up, catching up with you guys, just that whole pre-game ritual right up to the guitar riff. I mean, which I think is uniquely Nashville. I love that we have those kind of traditions that are specific to our city like that. That whole build up of an hour or so leading up to the game, up to the kickoff, really, I just feel the anticipation and I get energized. So that's probably why I'm going to throw my special "oh hell yeah" at. But I do want to say the beer showers when we score is probably even a tier above that.
Hell yeah, it is.
Hell
That's awesome.
In addition to attending the game, we often can be found at the tailgate before the game in the park next to the stadium, where there is much celebration going on. Since we're usually there, I don't know if we'll be there tomorrow because it's going to be like 30 degrees or something. We may try it out, but I would love to know from you guys, what's your favorite part of pregame tailgating? It doesn't have to necessarily be at the tailgate if you want to mention another pregame activity, but what's your favorite pregame or tailgating event or activity, John?
One word. Shotski.
Hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
I know the Assembly's got a shotski. I don't know if the other supporters groups have one or not, but oh my God, it's so awesome when you get together, especially when it's like people you don't even necessarily know, and you just all slam one back together. It's an actual ski with four shot glasses attached to it. And as long as you're not the short man and out of the out of the group before.
Yeah. Then you just get it poured all over your head.
Yeah, that is no fun at all. But Shotski is amazing. Every time I slam one, I'm like, oh, hell yeah! Let's get crunk. I'm ready to shout for the boys of gold.
For sure. How about you, Evan? What's your favorite part of pregame?
Well, it's not shot skis because I am guy number 4. I'm the short guy. I'm always getting it poured down the side of my face or down, across the top of my head. Never seems to find my mouth. But anyway.
Well, I'll just say real quick, shotski takes a certain amount of practice to be able to get it right. There's a certain skill level involved.
I would actually blame the other 3 in that scenario, Evan, because they should really be adjusting.
Yeah, you got to work with your team.
It's a team sport.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I like this. I like how you're helping me not to take responsibility for my shotski skill. So, but no, guys, my favorite part of tailgating is just that glorious few minutes where you're standing around with your buddies and you're catching up after a week, sometimes 2. You're getting the latest updates on player injuries or availability or finding out the starting lineup and just sitting there and just talking soccer with your buddies and trying to guess what's going to happen and make your predictions. It's just absolute bliss. I love it every time. I'm always thinking, oh, hell yeah, it doesn't get any better than this.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll also mention at tailgate, what's a lot of fun is the random encounters that we have. I mean, we've met some very interesting and colorful people over the past few years as we've participated in tailgate at Geodis. I don't even know where to start with some of the, maybe I shouldn't describe some of the folks that we've met, but it's fun to meet people that are traveling with the opposing team. It's a very welcoming atmosphere at our tailgates where unless you're from Cincinnati, we're happy to have you there, and you're welcome to have a beer on us. And usually those folks have brought some as well to share. And it's just a very fun atmosphere, very welcoming atmosphere. There have been times where we've had different games between the different supporters groups. I participated in a beer relay race where we're drinking from the boot, and I performed admirably, though my specific group of people did not.
I would say dominated, really, not performed admirably.
I want to say that I represented Electric Gold very well and the assembly, but alas, it was not meant to be. But there's just a lot of fun activity that's going on there. And there's a little smidge of unpredictable flair to the tailgate. It doesn't always go crazy or anything. It's usually pretty above board, I guess. We're all adults there for the most part, even though we may not always act like it. But every once in a while, something really random happens that's a lot of fun. So I enjoy that unpredictable nature, spontaneous nature of the tailgating. And usually, especially through the spring and in the fall, the weather is perfect. It's so nice to be standing outside and hanging out with the boys. So that's my favorite part of pregame and tailgating. Tomorrow night, it's going to be a bit of a cold one. Tailgating's going to be tough if we do it. I'm not sure if we haven't made our plans yet. Nonetheless, we're going to be in the stands. And I think at game time, temperature is going to be 30 degrees, and it's only going to drop from there. So we're going to be below freezing the whole evening, guys. And I would love to know your top ways, or your oh hell yeah ways for keeping warm on a cold game. John, what do you think about that?
Well, I'm going to be doing a lot of stretching before the game, because I'll tell you the way that I'm going to keep warm during the game. I'm going to jump up and fucking down is what I'm going to do.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's why you're standing in the supporter section. You might as well be jumping up and down,
That's right.
Jumping jacks in. It's not very easy, and my legs will absolutely fucking kill me. Probably the rest of the week, maybe until the next game, March 8th. But yeah, that's my way I'm going to keep warm. I don't know any other way.
It's a good suggestion. No, as we get older, the stretching is a necessity.
Yeah.
What about yourself, Evan? How do you keep warm at a cold game?
Oh, yeah. Well, I do all the normal things, layer up and blankets and all that. But really, I have discovered the secret to staying warm. And that's that, guys, I dance. I dance at the match. I'm like Fred Astaire meets Bobby Bannis meets Michael Flatley. You guys know this Bobby Bannis kid? You remember from the Nitty Gritty dance from the 60s? Look up the Nitty Gritty dance boy on YouTube from the 60s. It's amazing. But anyway, that's what I do, boys. I shake it, and that keeps me warm. And I'm just like, oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. That's
Love
sweet.
it.
I hope they catch you on the stadium big screen at some point doing your dance in the stands. That'd be great. Yeah, and I think, John, you're right. Be in the supporter section. It's impossible to stay cold because you're on your feet the whole time and you're doing chants and jumping up and down. I'll also suggest that you may want to imbibe in, maybe a craft brew that's being offered at the stadium, or perhaps even Prince's Hot Chicken. Any one of those could absolutely help to keep you warm during the game. And that's a great segue to our next Ah Hell Yes segment, which is, what is the very best Geodis Park concession? Evan, what do you think? I think I know what you're going to say. I'm going to let you say it.
Yeah, I think you do know. I think anybody who's ever been to a few games with me or listened to this podcast for a while knows that the very best thing that you can get at the stadium is a delicious empanada from Chivanadas. Wash it down with a cold beer, and oh my God, it's so good. I'm just like, oh, hell yeah, this is so delicious.
Got to protect those empanadas during pregame, too, when they're warming up.
Got that right.
Do not let a ball hit you in the hands while you're eating an empanada. All right, John, what's your favorite concession there at Geodis?
My favorite concession, and pretty much the only reason I'll go into the stadium like several hours before a game, like if it's a midweek game, it's Nashville favorite Daddy's Dogs. They have one dog in particular that is only available at Geodis Park, and it is the Nashville SC dog. And oh my God, it's a masterpiece. It's got cream cheese, bacon, jalapenos, but what really sets it apart, gives it that southern flair that you're not going to find on many hot dogs. It's peaches, baby.
Yeah. Gonna eat a lot of peaches.
President of the United States of America said, millions of peaches. I want them on my hot dog. and I didn't think I would until I had one. And now I cannot eat a hot dog without some freaking peaches on it.
Who knew?
Thank you, Daddy's Dogs. You made the perfect hot dog, and you've got me hooked for life. So, oh, hell yeah, Daddy's Dogs. Y'all rule.
Oh, hell yeah. They're giving you what you didn't even know you needed. And if those that are listening to this podcast, you can't see it, but Evan's doing the chef's kiss movement as we're talking about this. Daddy's Dogs, they absolutely nail it with that Nashville SC dog. And I'll also add another Tennessee original, which is Central Barbecue has a concession stand there at the stadium. Boys, I went to school in Memphis. I went to college there. Was a great fan of Central Barbecue when I was there. It's Central Avenue borders one side of the university. And so the original Central Barbecue is there. They have fantastic barbecue. And at the stadium, you can get their pork nachos with jalapeno. It's super spicy. It's delicious. It's incredibly healthy for you. It's really good for you. I highly recommend the Central Barbecue nachos, pork nachos. Get them, love them. You won't regret it. Well, you might regret it, but you'll like it initially. A few hours later, you might regret it, but it'll be worth it. Oh, hell yeah. Central Barbecue to Daddy's Dogs to empanadas. It's all delicious. Geodis Park, I got to tell you guys, as sports stadiums go, they've got some great options there. And we didn't even mention the beer.
I know, right?
It's weird. One of the things that BJ Callahan has introduced in his strategy for 2025 is he really wants to increase our offense. He wants us to be proactive on offense. When we had Gary Smith as our coach for all those years, he was a very defensive-minded coach, and we would kind of play back, let the opposing team come to us, and we would basically try and dominate through defense. But we're changing our approach this year under Callahan, and we are going to be trying to be on the ball a lot more. So one of the things that Callahan has said is he's set as a goal, he wants to see 50 goals from this team, right, throughout the season. So we're going to do a countdown and see if we can get to that 50 goal mark. So as we go through the season on this podcast, we're going to be keeping track of that. Are we going to do anything special or significant to mark that occasion whenever, or to kind of keep track? What do you think?
I was thinking, since goals are the best thing in life, I was thinking with each goal that NSC scores this year, we will give one of our best things in life and just compile this list of the best things in life. I mean, other than the soccer goals.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, soccer goals are number one.
Your 50 favorite things, basically, right?
Yeah. We'll take turns adding and making this list throughout the year.
Okay. Terrific. Evan, any other thoughts about this?
No, I love it so much. I can't wait to count down goals. I can't wait to share favorite things, best things. It's going to be fantastic. I'm very excited about this.
If you've listened to the podcast before, you know it's going to be stuff like the best movies, the best music, books that we've read, events in our life. I don't know.
Beers,
famous events in history, scientists, whatever. You know, there's going to be all those sorts of things. Stay tuned throughout the season for that. We'll compile the list of our 50 greatest things in life and the 50 goals for NSC. And let's hope like hell that they achieve it. I believe they can. This is the All Positive podcast. They're going to get it. They're going to crush it. Let's wrap up. Let's talk about our predictions for the season. Again, we're being all positive today. No criticisms whatsoever. What do you think they're going to end up with for wins and losses, and where are they going to end up in the standings? John, what's your prediction for where NSC is going to land?
I think we're going to start off strong. We've got 9 of the first 14 at home, and I think we're going to start out strong. We may fade a little bit towards the end with so many road games. But overall, my prediction, and you can take this to the bank, is 13 wins, 10 losses, 11 draws, 6th place in the Eastern Conference.
All right, hang on. I'm writing this down. Because we're gonna keep track of this and just see how right you are. Dang it. Okay. So you said 13 wins.
Yep. 10 losses.
10 losses and 11 draws. And 6th place, you said?
6th place in the East.
6th in the East. That'll get us into the playoffs. That's above the play-in, right? So
Yes, it'll be straight into the playoffs.
gotcha.
We would
Okay.
play. Okay, I'll go further. We'll play into the 3rd seed, which will be Orlando City.
Oh, wow. Wow, you're really getting specific now. Okay, we're going to play, and we'll win that too, right? We're obviously.
Duh.
Yeah.
We're going to beat Orlando. Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Evan, what's your prediction? How's this team going to do this year?
Yeah, I'm really optimistic about this season as a turnaround. And so I'm thinking 12 wins,
Okay.
8 losses, 14 ties for a total of 50 points, putting us solidly in 7th place in the conference, where we are going to enter the playoffs, face Cincinnati in the first round, and go ahead and knock them right on out on our way to MLS Cup, baby. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Big old upset there. That's great. Okay. Yeah, I'll just mention we've been sharing articles leading up to the season, reviewing all of the offseason moves for Nashville and making predictions about where they're going to land. And none of those articles did any expert, and I say that with my quote fingers, did any expert have them any higher than 8th? And most had them in the realm of 11th, 12th, 13th, basically around the same as what they landed last year. Either barely eking into the playoffs or not making it at all. So people are really down on NSC. They don't have faith. They don't believe. And damn it, they are dead ass wrong.
Hell yeah.
Because this team is going to win 14 times. And they're only going to lose, let's see, I'm going to say 8 times probably. What's that leave left? That I need 22, then another 12 draws. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for the math help. That's going to put them, I'm going to say it's 5th in the East there. They're going to be awesome. They're going to surprise people. And then in the playoffs, anything can happen. We don't have the CONCACAF BS to have to work through. We've got a bunch of new players. We've got more depth on this team than we've ever had before. I'm really excited. We've got more youth on this team than we've had in a long, long time. So I think they're going to be way better than what people think. We're going to surprise some people this year. Oh, hell yeah.
Shock the world. This is going to be the NSC's theme for this year. We're going to shock the world, baby.
I love it. We're going to count down 50 goals. We're going to hit our predictions. We're going to make the playoffs. We're going to shock the world. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great season, guys. All right, folks. Well, that's going to be all for this episode. It's a short one just to get you guys psyched up and ready for the game. Before we go, John, let's let the people know how they can get in touch with us.
Absolutely. Reach out to us. We are Electric Gold NSC on X, formerly Twitter. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. Just reach out to us, follow us, like us, do that whole thing where you promote us in any way you can, and we'll say hi to you.
Yeah.
We're out there, and we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind a 5-star review here or there as well.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm not saying you have to, but it sure would be pretty cool if you did. We also got the Spotify playlist where we add all of the songs and stuff that we mention on the podcast. We've built that up over the past year. It's all bangers. It's the most fun listen that you'll have. Put that playlist on. You don't have to listen to anything else on Spotify. It'll satisfy all your needs. All right. Thank you, John. Thank you, guys. This has been a lot of fun. And man, I'm so excited. I can barely contain myself. The season starts tomorrow. We're going to be there at Geodis, and it's going to be rocking and rolling. I can't wait. So until then, people, keep cheering them on. Keep rooting for the team. And let's have a fantastic season. Keep on saying it. Come on, you boys, and go.
Come on, you boys, and go.
Come on, you boys, and go.
Under cities, neon lights, talking dreams on Friday nights. Electric vibes and stories told. Come on, you boys, and go. Waves of laughter in the air. Podcast pals without a care. Sharing glorious thoughts out loud. Come on, you boys, and go. Waves of laughter in the air. Podcast pals without a care. Sharing glorious thoughts out loud. Come on, you boys, and go.
Hang on, wait, stop the music. We're playing New England Revolution,
We got a diss track for them.
Austin's known for Dunkin' Donuts. Guess that's okay in Beantown. But here we have the frothy monkey. Best coffee anywhere around. You can have your Revolution, your Patriots and your Red Sox too. But as for me and my Nashville neighbors, we'll always take the gold and blue. They've got a wicked accent up in New England. It makes my skin wanna crawl. Because there's nothing sweeter than the sound of a Tennessee and Southern draw. You can have your Revolution, your Patriots and your Red Sox too. But as for me and my Nashville neighbors, we'll always take the gold and blue. They throw some tea out in the harbor when they wanna party in Boston, Mass. But when we wanna have a good time in Music City, we go to Broadway and shake our ass.